Christmas began to be celebrated as a major holiday in most Western nations after the United States declared it a federal holiday in 1870. Prior to this, Christmas was not as heavily recognized in America and other Western countries and cultures. After the 1950s, Christmas was fully adopted by many families as a time of gift-giving and cheer-spreading regardless of their ethnic background or beliefs. Some Christmas celebrations may reflect alternate national and cultural traditions. While Christmas is known for being the most wonderful time of the year, there's many cultural legends about insidious beings that exist during the holiday season. Some are there to playfully punish those who misbehave, but others wish to enact a final judgment. Here's 5 Christmas horror legends that might just scare you straight. Originating from France and French colonies, Pierre Fortard is a French legend whose name literally means Father Whipper. Considered to be a sinister twin to Father Noel or Father Christmas, he's often shown to dress in a shaggy black dark robe with unkempt black hair and a dark beard. A bag of coal is slung over his shoulder while his other hand holds a black whip. The Pierre Fortard legend was originally told sometime in 1150 AD, where Pierre Fortard, an evil innkeeper and butcher, kidnaps 3 young boys. Afterwards, he robs and murders them. When Father Noel learns of this, he forces Pierre Fortard to become his servant as a punisher of bad children for eternity. Alternate versions of this legend exist with minor changes, but they all end the same, with Pierre Fortard becoming the evil counterpart to Father Christmas. Pierre Fortard is said to arrive during St. Nicholas Day upon the 6th of December to give lumps of coal to naughty children, and floggings with his whip to the ones who misbehave the most. Some alternate depictions of Fortard only have him using a small stick branch instead of a whip. Other legends have him kidnapping bad children, stuffing them into a large backpack to be carried away and never seen again. Many Christmas legends of horror often center around a being or a creature that acts as an evil twin or counterpart to Santa Claus. It's so common that many writers have designated the title Anti-Santa as a way to describe them. This next creature is about as different from Saint Nick as you can get. The Yule Cat, or Jólakötturinn, is a monster originating from Icelandic folklore, an overly large and extremely vicious black cat that is frequently interpreted as being larger than the average human male. It stalks the countryside of Iceland during the Christmas season, where its dark fur blends perfectly into the night sky. While the origins of where the Yule Cat come from are never divulged, legend says it primarily targets those who are not wearing new clothing received as a holiday gift. In some versions of this legend, the Yule Cat does not discriminate, and as it stalks the night, it will hunt, kill, and eat anybody in its path. The legend of Frau Perchta, the Christmas witch, comes from tales originally told in Germany and Austria. Perchta was previously known in paganism as a shape-shifting goddess before her origins were rewritten during the Middle Ages into appearing as an ugly old witch that arrives during the 12 days of Christmas. She brings both presents and punishments. Children, young adults, and servants who worked hard all year and behaved received a single silver coin that was left in their shoes by the witch. Those who were bad would just receive coal. Others who committed more heinous crimes during the year, such as murder or adultery, would be executed by having their stomachs sliced open, their intestines removed, and their innards replaced with straw and rocks. Frau Perchta still sometimes shows up in modern Eastern European culture, where she's portrayed as an ancient mythological being that rewards the good and punishes the bad. Usually portrayed as being a monstrous boogeyman rather than an evil version of Santa Claus, Hans Trapp is another mythical being hailing from regions of France. He is usually shown as a male wearing a scarecrow disguise, but alternate legends may show him instead to be a monstrous scarecrow with no indication that there's a man wearing a costume. Hans Trapp purely targets young children in France who were bad during the entire year. Parents in France would sometimes warn their children that Hans Trapp is coming to deter them of bad behavior. Hans, according to legend, lived during the 15th century, where he led a vain and cruel life. A rich man, he would use any underhanded tactics to increase his already vast wealth. Methods such as theft, murder, and lying were not uncommon for Hans to use. His incredibly bad reputation and misdeeds caused him to be excommunicated by the church and condemned by the village where he lived. His money, land, were eventually confiscated as he retreated into the mountains to live in exile. Living in a shack, he went insane and began to dress himself as a scarecrow, where he attacked and killed young children with a sharpened stick. He was eventually killed by a large strike of lightning that was said to be divine justice for his crimes. In modern times, Han Trap's spirit is said to still roam the countryside of France during the holiday season at night, where it preys upon children who are out alone or have misbehaved all this year. Likely the most infamous and most well-known evil Christmas legend out there is Krampus, a Christmas demonic being that originates from Germany. He is often shown to have a devil-like figure that includes long horns and a long beard. Krampus will either wear a fur coat or a darkened and torn version of Santa Claus's jolly red outfit, complete with thick chains and a heavy iron ball. Other versions will simply depict him as being a large demon that lacks any Christmas-themed outfit or trinkets. The original legend of Krampus had him as a pagan creation from Norse mythology before he was rewritten as the twisted half of St. Nicholas in the 17th century. Krampus would then visit the homes of bad children with the intention of leaving them coal or spanking them with a switch. In modern pop culture, Krampus has appeared in many films, shows, and other fiction as an antagonist. While his appearance may vary, most interpretations tend to stick with him being an evil demonic counterpart to Santa Claus. Some modern depictions of him will present him as having demonic abilities or black magic that he will use to punish or kill others. Krampus Day is celebrated in some parts of Europe on December 5th, with many of the celebrations centered around dances, parades, and costumes featuring Krampus masks and figurines. Due to the increasing popularity of Krampus, other cities and countries have begun to participate in their own Krampus-themed celebrations or parties on December 5th. The holiday season across many cultures is a time of family and giving thanks. That said, I hope most of you don't need the threat of a giant black man-eating feline or evil spirits to scare you into being a sensible human being this year. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time on Horrors, Freaks, and Creeps.